JP's.
JP's.
Welcome to JP's TV.
JP's TV, believe it or don't.
And most of the time, Jack, and most of the time, you're going to have to believe it. Let me tell you why. Because we don't deal with none of your feelings over here, okay? We're going to get straight to it, straight to the truth. We're going to give you what you need. You dig what I'm saying? Here's a little throwback, just to break the ice with the people a little bit. Here's a little throwback, just a little throwback, 1976. Let me take y'all back real quick. Oh yeah. Now this song really means something to me right here. Let me tell you something. I want you to do this. Woo, why not, man? You believe in me. I'll tell you, I'll set the world free. I'll tell you why you believe in me. Because I don't deal with none of your feelings. I'm going to give you the truth. Y'all don't know nothing about that. That's a shakedown. Okay. Okay, hey, just had to break the ice real quick with y'all. That was a throwback right there from back in the day, 1976, the Pointer Sisters. Hey, you got the if you want to believe in something, why not believe in me? And I want to take the time to thank everyone that participated in some of the videos that I'm gonna shoot today, that I'm gonna show. I really appreciate that because it means that you believe in me, baby. Hey, that's what's up. Thank you for believing in JP the God. All right, so. We got a heavy night tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Heavy night. Make sure you buckle up because, like I said, your feelings will not be cared about on this channel. All right, so let's get with it. Let me bring my panel in. I also got a special guest. He travels all around the world. Oh, man, right now he's undefeated. You know what I'm saying? Me and him go way back. Went into a little tournament or two. You know what I'm saying? This man right here is a phenomenal fighter. All the way from Las Vegas. Undefeated. In the blue corner. Shogun.
What's happening, man? All right. I appreciate y'all for having me.
Yes, indeed, brother. Thank you for coming, man. Okay, you already know my homie. Auto gain up too high. Okay, hold on. My bad. All right. How I sound now, Blue Flame? Okay, Blue Flame. Thank you. I get a little wild in here sometimes. Okay, so with that being said, let's go ahead and introduce my next player. My player in here, player partner. You dig what I'm saying? All right, here he is. Y'all familiar with him? Sometimes you see him on his platform as well. Oh, so real. King is in the building, baby.
Greetings. What's up with y'all, family? How y'all feeling?
All right, everybody feeling wonderful. All right, y'all, a lot better. I like that. Thank you. Yeah, I'm getting a little excited. We got a lot of things to talk about. Make sure y'all stick around today. Okay, so we're gonna bring in the heavy researcher. I mean, this guy researched everything. I mean, you can't tell him nothing. Okay, you can't tell him nothing. Okay, he gonna know something about it. the great, undefeated debater on the East Coast. Kufu the Great.
What's happening? I'm in the dark right now.
All right, he's in the dark right now. All right, that's okay. He black.
It should be,
He smile.
a picture right
We can
here.
see you. All right. So with that being said, so we're gonna roll to a quick. Okay. All right. We're gonna roll to a quick little. I got something for y'all today. Okay. Got something from y'all today. Okay. All right. Stick with me. Bring my people in. Yeah. Okay. Hold on. Boom. Bring my peoples in. Okay. So this is what I did today. It's a little. I had a baloney challenge today to do at work. I know many people don't know about it, but check this out. This is very interesting.
Oh, we live.
Okay, so these are the instructions, right? This is $50.
Check this out, y'all. Very interesting.
Oh, we live.
Okay, so these are the instructions, right? This is $50 on the line, okay?
$100.
$100, okay?
D note.
$100. A whole
$100.
C note, right? You gotta hit the baloney and touch baloney. Hit baloney,
Hit
touch
baloney.
baloney.
Hit baloney, touch baloney.
So
One
hit
shot.
it, and then I gotta touch it.
Here we go.
She keep asking me for instructions.
Oh,
Ew.
Okay.
Said hit it and touch it.
Right, I said do what now? I said, what was the
You
instructions?
said hit it and touch it.
This is it right here, everyone. This is it. Okay, got the dart.
If you fucking
See
walk
the
up
baloney.
to the baloney,
All right, hit baloney, touch baloney.
no, get out of here.
You lost.
So she lost $100 bet.
I tried to give her the benefit of the doubt. She didn't listen.
Yeah.
I gave her all the tools. I said, hit baloney, touch baloney.
You know,
$100. I went from 50, then I went up to 100, and she couldn't figure it out.
oh my
All right.
God.
So that was the baloney challenge today. Okay, so
I
now
wouldn't
that
got that money neither, man. That was good.
Kufu, would you would have figured that one out?
Yeah, that's what I figured you were talking about when you said it. Bologna. I was like, hold on. You in a gym joint. It's on bologna. I saw bologna up there, but I was like, hold on, bologna. I kind of figured it out when I saw it.
Oh man. Hey man, that's amazing, man. We're gonna go ahead and get into it. Thank everyone for coming through on JPTV. Believe it or don't, really appreciate the love today that I'm receiving. And I hope you guys that I did see earlier, I hope your ass is in the building, okay? Because we got something to talk about. Okay, let's run on to the next clip. Fellas, first, before we go in there, how do you feel today? My bad, show. How do you feel today? How does everyone feel today? How was the day today?
Man, feeling blessed, man. It's a good Sunday, man. The weather is nice, man. Can't complain too much. You know.
Yeah, you all way out. Hold on, we're having a show. You all way out. Las Vegas. How's Las Vegas treating you right now?
Yeah, Vegas is all right, man. It's starting to open back up, man. A lot of people coming in, coming out. The weather's getting nice, man. That's it, man. It's things are just starting to open up, you know.
Yeah, definitely. And King, how's business? How's business, King? Oh, so
My bad. It was coming through a delay, man. Everything's going through great, man. Working and winning on my end. You know, every day is another day to do something different and fucking positive. You know what I'm saying? So today was great. You know what I'm saying? Today is great, and I'm looking forward to tomorrow.
Man, excellent, man. Kufu, before we get into it, how was your day today, man? Just let the people know how you feeling.
It's pretty good. Pretty chill, laid back day. It's a Sunday, you know. I'm here to
That's
be another day.
That's excellent, man. That's what I say, man. As long as we get another chance, everything else is manageable from there. Okay, as soon as you open them beautiful eyes. Okay, so let's get into it. And a lot of people know Logic. Logic. Yeah, I understand. Hey man, we gonna get into it, okay? We gonna get into it. You know we got something to talk about tonight. Hey, Lodge, we got something to talk about tonight, okay? So we gonna go ahead and get into this. First of all, I want to know, how do y'all feel about the new America that Joe Biden is putting in place?
The new America. You mean what he doing? Period.
Yep, the new America. Here's a soundbite.
Read 1984.
You know, I've told my daughters, granddaughters, I've told my daughters, granddaughters from the time they were old enough to understand what I was saying. And I mean it. There's not a single thing a man can do that a woman can't do as well or better.
Ooh, so how do you feel about the president? Some of you Democrats that voted for him, and this is what you asked for. How do you feel about the commander-in-chief saying that women can basically do the same thing that men can do? And
I mean, I say, relatively speaking, they can. Relatively speaking.
Right.
I
mean,
relatively speaking.
Go ahead, Kufu.
I mean, they can do everything we can. I mean, it's not nothing we can do that they can't do. I mean, they're human beings too. They can give birth and we can't. That's about it.
So, is it fair to say, your wife is the head of you, is your leader?
I said, relatively speaking.
I don't think that's what he's saying. I'm gonna start by saying I'm not a fan of the guy, the clear guy. You know what I'm saying? Not a fan. But I don't believe that that's, you know what I'm saying, what he's trying to say, JP, because me per se, I do believe that a woman can do, you know, almost everything a man can do. If some can do it better. You know what I'm saying? I've witnessed that. So I do believe in that.
What are some examples that a woman can do better than a man? Because he said can even do what the man can and better. So one thing besides having babies.
Besides having babies. For an example, if I had to put one, it's many. But if I had to say one structure, you know, I believe that women are great. Not saying that men don't have structure, but women are great when it comes to structure. You know,
I don't know about that one. I gotta disagree with that one.
I believe that women are great when it comes to structure, you know? So I would say structure.
So let me say something about that one. So I would say, me, the men are the structure and the women are kind of like the creativity that they allow more freedom in their way of thinking versus a man of probably more A and B direct. You know what I mean? So that's not even really a thing that they do better than us. It's just them doing what they do, men doing what we do. It's not, you know, like I said, it's nothing per se that they can do or we can do better than they can do, or they can do better than we can do. I mean,
so let me ask you this.
That's such a European way of thinking.
I believe that.
So show what you think about that. That women can do same thing as men or better.
I put it to you like this, right? Look at ancient Egypt, right? When the pharaoh sat on the throne, his wife sat beside him. Didn't sit in the back of him. He wasn't, you know, she wasn't like seeing in silent type thing. She was running the country just like he was. You know what I mean? Even they had queens of Egypt running Egypt just without the king. So you can't really say that men do everything better than, or women can do everything better than men. It's just perspective.
How do you feel? So how do you? Oh, so, let me get Show in before I say this. Go ahead, Show.
Yeah, I think it all depends. Yeah, if you're talking about things that is related to the brain, of how the brain operates, and if it's some kind of job that you can you can accomplish by just using your brain and thinking, then I would have to say yes, that there's not much that a man can do mentally that a woman can't do mentally. But now if you're talking physically, I think that physically men are stronger. You know, there's certain, like, you wouldn't. Yeah, women can do construction work. Women can dig ditches, but do you really? Would you really expect that out of a woman? Would you really want her to do that? Men
But,
can stay at home and nurture the family and take care of the family, stay in the house and be homemakers. But you don't really expect that from a man. That's not. I think it's not something that we do instinctually. So I think there are some differences between how men and women operate. But yeah, a woman can run a company, a woman can make money. Like a man, they can do almost everything we can do, and vice versa. Like
yeah, I
you
agree
said,
with
except
Shogun.
have kids.
Well, now that you say that,
But he was right. But you're right though.
now that you say that, now they are pushing it even further. How do you feel about this? Now, women have been fighting for they say it's a gender gap pay. Do you think there's a gender gap pay? Women are fighting that they're not making enough. They want more.
I'm not sure about the wage thing. Like I do believe that you're gonna get paid on what the fuck you're gonna get paid. You know, I don't
Right.
think that has nothing to do with gender. It may did like a while back, and no, it did,
Right.
but not as of now. I don't believe that plays.
No, they're doing this now. They're fighting for this now. Women are fighting for. They're saying that it's a gender pay gap.
I don't think. Yeah.
Do you think that the women? Do you think that the women deserve more because they can do better than men?
It's not that. It's just more if you can do the job, you're paid for what you can do. You know what I mean? It's- I think the whole the money wage gap and all things is just propaganda. You know what I mean? You can't really. It's nothing you can really calculate for real. You know what I mean?
Yeah, really. There's no way to really know unless you go around and ask everybody how much
Exactly.
What
they
you
make
make,
every job.
right?
And
No, well,
Exactly.
I mean, they have how many people on the planet? You'll say that
7
number,
billion.
really,
right? So they do have the breakdown of which gender is making more. They have the numbers to test that. You know what I'm saying?
But
how can that be verified though? How
Yeah,
can
I'm
that-
asking, do you believe all numbers are accurate? Those numbers?
Yeah, you got to go around and ask everybody. I think that is kind of at some point. At one point, it might have been a little bit skewed, but it's really hard to I think verify and say for a fact that
Well,
pay gap between men and women is serious. Unless you're looking at something where the pay scale is public, like the WNBA versus the NBA or something
Right.
like that. Yeah.
Right.
you know?
well, you can look at that. You can even look at that like
But that doesn't dictate the whole society, though. That's not that's you can't use that to say that that's for the whole society. On top of that, women outnumber men 7-1 to 6-1. So yeah, men. Even if people say men may be getting paid more, but women got more jobs than men. So
Okay, so let's say, for instance, that they are being paid less. You know, so let's say that they are being paid. Let's take it from there. That it would be unfair. You know what I'm saying? Because if you are putting in the same work or the same effort, time, energy, you know, you definitely should get paid. But I just don't see that. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I haven't went around and asked everybody, so I don't specifically know. But I don't believe that that's true.
and here, this is one thing in construction. I think somebody said something about construction about women getting paid less in construction. Yeah, they get paid less, but they don't put women in construction jobs that are required to lift heavy things or use. I mean, there are certain. No, let me say there are women that
Right,
do that,
right.
but as a whole, they're not going to put a woman in a job such as that. So they will get paid less in certain positions during construction because you're not going to have a woman jackhammering or sledgehammer or something. You know what I mean? Versus
Right.
her maybe standing out working traffic or something like that. You wouldn't want it. Just
I
like
mean,
he
but if
said,
we-
like Shogun
if we
said before.
open it
It's
and
just,
say, I want to do the sledgehammer, or I want to do the, you know, you're not gonna let her because
I
she.
know if she wants to do it, I'm gonna let her do it. But you're not gonna knowingly put her in that position.
It's not going to be
It's
set up
it's
like
it's
that.
like Shogun said. It's just like a man can
You
do.
wouldn't expect that, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
And the guy said he needs statistics. You can really look out and see what's going on in the world right now as far as women running everything and controlling everything. They're initiating divorce at a higher rate, actually 72%. And so the women are making these decisions that I guess we should be making. You know, we should have control over that.
Nah, but you gotta look at it like this though. Society is not built for us. It's not built for the black man. So
Most definitely.
It's not built. It's not built for us because we don't get involved in it. If we get involved with some of the changing things that happen in the community locally and stuff like that, then yeah. But we choose not to because we think it's some
that wouldn't. You can't change an ideal. That's an ideal that you're trying to fight against. The laws are one thing, but you're trying to fight an ideal.
What do you mean by getting involved?
You know, like get involved as far as going to these meetings, going for council, running for council like that. You know, stuff like that. Should be more of us doing that. You know, good people doing that. I know a couple of them, but we need more of us doing
I can
that.
dig it.
Okay, so hey, I know everyone's been waiting for this, okay? Dun, 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 dun! Breaking motherfucking news, okay?
Yeah. My stomach hurt, man.
All right, let's shake down. Okay, breaking news. Before I get to there, Joe Biden is now putting in legislation to try to take your assault rifles away.
Man,
Fellas,
I heard about
how do you
that.
feel about that? How do you feel about the assault rifles being taken away to protect your home? How do you feel about that?
I want to jump on that real quick because this and this is related to also the first question you asked when you were saying what do we think about Biden and all that. I'm not a fan of either Biden or Trump or the last two administrations. I mean, with this one and the last one, and but I think this might be the lesser of two evils. We don't know yet, but I don't like what he's doing already. He's taking away the guns. Well, he's trying to take away guns and AR-15s, man, and that's something that I would unite with anybody who wants to stand up and defend the Constitution, at least the Second Amendment part of it. Anybody who wants to fight off the Biden administration for coming to take the guns, I'm with you, because I believe that we all should keep and bear.
Yeah, man, ain't nobody worried about it though. Everybody just worried about their stimmy. You know what I'm saying? That's Biden, their friend. You know, Biden, everybody friend right now. You know, they're not worried about that type of shit right there.
But here's the thing with Biden anyway. I mean, he doesn't keep promises. So I don't know if y'all noticed that. He doesn't keep promises. On top of that, if y'all notice, the gas prices went back up ever since he got back in office.
Who fucking been on about it? We get that Biden is a whole show in itself.
It is. And the Second Amendment. Here's the thing about the Second Amendment, right? You're supposed to have it. That's just point. I mean, point blank and simple. I mean, you can make all these security checks all you want to, but people are still going to have guns. That's just America. They're going to have guns, legal or illegal. They're going to have guns.
It's too late to confiscate all of them. You'll never be able to confiscate all the guns in America. It's just too impossible. And then you got people who know how to make their own guns. So even if you made it possible to go and buy
you get stick at your ass bust.
Yeah, if you want one bad enough, you can make one. So I don't know why they think that by banning them that's gonna somehow stop attacks and mass shooting. It's not gonna work.
I honestly don't believe. I think we put too much focus, y'all, into like the president, into like politics in a whole period, because I don't believe they run anything, especially the president, just to face another person for you to be mad at or fake like, you know, like, because they don't really even control shit for real neither. You know, if you really want to go on like how things are done, because they had to go through certain people and certain people have to sign off before anything even, you know, so it's like they don't even make shit happen for real.
So for me, who controls the government is the media. So the media is basically the propaganda machine, and they'll have the public rooting for. Okay, so for instance, say gun control. You have the media saying, "Okay, well, guns kill this many people. Guns do this. Guns do that." So you have them hyping everything up. So make the people say, go to the lawmakers and say, "Well, we want background checks for this amount of people, or we want this stipulation in background checks, or something like that." It's sheep. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's a sheep. Nobody wants to think for themselves. Everybody thinks, okay, I want to be safe, but you don't realize what you're giving up saying I want to be safe. Like Obama, he was like the worst criminal of them all doing that I want to be safe shit. Like he made so many rubber stamp judges in there now. Like they can track your phone, they can do anything with just a rubber stamp. All they got to do is say anything. Oh, he's a terrorist, and they can track your phone, listen to your phone call, metadata, all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And people don't understand that when they want to keep you free, and they want you to give up certain rights, that they're doing a lot more than taking just that right. They're taking a lot more behind the scenes that you just don't know about.
Yeah, and people, you're right. I think that the general public is just so naive. They believe everything that comes on the TV. They believe everything they hear on the radio or see on the internet without questioning it. Some of it is true, some of it is just propaganda. But people are so naive that they just have a knee-jerk reaction, and then they make decisions that hurt us all. Like, for example, people, if you convince the public, hey, if you put a ban on these rifles, that all of a sudden it's going to stop shooting, they will jump and vote for that, and not realizing that that's not going to help anything. That only hurts us, because now it's going to be more difficult for us to defend ourselves. You know, so I agree. The media.
And I mean, you're exactly right. You know, because the decent people that are in America, they have the right to protect themselves, and if they take that away, the criminals will find a way to obtain a weapon or an assault rifle or some type of gun. So it will be hard for the decent people in the United States to protect themselves from the criminals that can have access to these guns. And so, they will have access to it because, number one, Joe Biden is opening the borders. And before I get to any of you questions, here's a soundbite. Okay. Let me know what you think about this.
The United States Senate, tell my listeners, should immediately pass the two House-passed bills that close loopholes for background checks.
But that's a problem, because when asked if he supports those House-passed bills, Democratic Senator Joe Manchin said, no, not at all. So the White House makes.
So I just wanted to stop it right there. So you see another Democrat that disagree with it, but you don't hear the media blowing that up when some of the Republicans were disagreeing with, some of the Rhino Republicans were disagreeing with Trump. And Trump, since everyone's talking about that, he is the great white hope. He is the only president that I came across who is number one in my books. He was the real black president.
Let me ask you this: who was the president when Columbine happened? It was Clinton, right?
Who?
It was. So if you think about it, every time it was a mass shooting, kind of it was a. I mean, okay, Donald Trump had his one mass shooting, but it was most mass shootings happened with Democratic presidents.
Good point.
Think about it.
Fuck all these presidents, man. Y'all, none of them did nothing. None of them. Not even your Obama. The fuck? We didn't even get into that. You know?
Okay, so look, let's go ahead and switch gears real quick. Okay, let's go ahead and pick it up real quick. Here's what everyone's been waiting for. Here's a soundbite.
No, this is my car. Stop it! Oh my God! Look at this door. She's stealing their car.
She's stealing the car.
Yeah, we called the cops. Call the cops. Call the cops. It's been called. It's been called. It's been called. They stole the car. These girls stole the car.
Hey, come out, come out.
Hey, they stole the car. They stole the car. These girls.
Who else?
That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it.
Everybody's done. Everybody step back from the car.
So,
The fuck happened?
Stupid.
so this happened in Washington D.C., right around the corner where I work from, in the Navy Yard area. There were two teenage girls, like 13 and 15. They were carjacking and tried to carjack and turn to a murder. Homicide. The guy was an Uber driver. So I guess he was making a delivery, got out his car, went to the establishment or to the residential house and dropped the food off, and boom, they comes sneaking in the shit. Okay. So after that, he tried to get himself in his car. He's like, "This is my car." You can hear him say, "This is my car. They're trying to take my car. These are kids." Man, so it seemed like that by the noise, she was gunning the gas, and I guess he had his foot on the brake, and somehow she must have got the foot off the brake and it took off. As you can see, he was hanging in the middle of the door. Right? So, and you see how the door slammed. Boom! Bow!
He said it's his car. Yeah, he is their father.
No, this is my car. Stop it! Oh my God! Somebody just stole.
She's stealing their car.
She's stealing the car.
Yeah, we called the cops. Call the cops. Call the cops.
Man, so the Uber driver, they're trying to make ends meet. And, what goes through your mind when you see that? So let me tell you whatever happens, right? Uber driver, probably dropping the food off. Boom, they hopped in the car, try to take off with the car. He in the middle. Man, that first slam by that door, right? He in the middle of that door, against the pole.
It's game over right there.
Man, I mean, come on. I didn't even want to show the full extent of it because I don't know if YouTube wouldn't allow me, but he was laid across, man. He was done, man. Done. And there were some military that was over there. Luckily, that captured the women, because of course they tried to run away. They black. And the first thing that the woman said when she got out of the car was, "Where's my phone?" Not even mentioning 5 feet away, there's a dead body. Maybe even 2.
So I believe that for one, the girls were still in shock, like for something like that to happen. I do believe that they were in shock, like you could tell, like they were.
So hold on. Before you get in that, right?
But
I asked a couple of people about some questions on how they felt about this. Check this out, and we can answer them.
You said something about.
I would ask, where are the parents or the guardians?
Okay, pages 13, 15. The first question was, where were the guardians or the parents? Not to mention they're black. So, where were the parents?
it doesn't always have to necessarily do with the parents, man. You could do your best raising your kids, and your kids still got their own mind once they leave the door. So I don't necessarily try to blame it always on the parents.
Do y'all believe that? You believe that these kids can have their own mind?
Yeah.
To a certain extent.
Yeah, go ahead. You bro.
Nah, go ahead. Nah, you go ahead. I'm about to do something quick.
Right. I just want to say first, rest in peace to that driver. You know, he was a Muslim brother. I could tell by his name, so I want to say rest in peace to him. Um, and you know how it is when you out just trying to make an honest living, and then somebody comes and does something like that. You don't expect something like that, and that when you're doing the right things, you know. So, but I want to say, it's it's sad all the way around because you got a girl that's 13 years old, and then there's one that was 15, I think it was. So these were like kids, but kids that should know better, you know. So I do think maybe the 13-year-old was led by the 15-year-old. I don't know, or maybe the 15-year-old, it was her idea, and excuse me, it was the 13-year-old's idea, and the 15-year-old followed. I don't know, but there was poor guidance there, and then the first question you posed was right. Where are the parents? Parents don't control everything a kid does, because we know we all did some boneheaded things when we were young that our parents didn't raise us to do.
Facts.
But we do know that, you know, if a child that comes from a broken home is more likely to engage in that kind of behavior than someone who has both parents in the home, or that is tightly guided, tightly raised by parents. But it's hard to tell, man. I guess we gotta wait till all the facts come out. But either way, I think that they should be punished. Um, can't say that I support the death penalty on this, and I can't say that I support life in jail because they so young, you know. But if these were adults, I might say that 20 years, 25 years might apply for this.
Okay. Anyone else on that?
Nah, we good. I agree.
So speaking about the death penalty, I think they should bring it back and everything be death. J-Rock, death. Walking too fast, past an old lady, death.
What you mean?
Everything death, and everything be a great place. I mean, the blacks will act correct, you know, just like some of the white folks we see. They start acting like it. They won't be. You know, when you got a nice car, you got some rims. You know, you park your car at night. You ain't gotta worry about no white man looking at you in the bushes trying to jack your shit. No. So if you even look to try to jack someone's rims, death right there, death. Bring the death penalty back, because hey, the blacks would straighten up and it wouldn't be so much of a problem, you know, disproportionately. All right, so with that being said, let's go to the next question.
Okay, the question that I have is, what were you gonna do with the car once you stole it?
Right.
They should know. I don't know where they're getting their information from as far as carjacking. Maybe they was looking at New Jersey Drive back in the day. You know that was the old shit when you used to have it like a Camry key and you just stick it in drive. I was in a couple of them myself, but that was another story. So nowadays you have computerized stuff. They know where you are at. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know what they thought they was going to do to get away with it, take it to a chop shop or something. You know, that just don't happen like that.
Right.
And Washington D.C. is very, you know, you ain't gonna get up out of there like that.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's how you know. That's how you know. That's how you know they didn't have good guidance, because whoever they got that information from led them to the wrong direction. You know, they were better off. They were better off getting jobs working at McDonald's somewhere, or you know what I mean, getting a job working construction, or getting a job doing something else than to do that. You know, but you know, as I'm getting older, I'm starting to see that there is a problem with a lot of the content in the music. There is a problem with a lot of the content on TV because a lot of these kids they don't know that these are things that in the real world you're gonna there's real consequences. It looks easy on TV and you hear these rappers talking about these things. Uh, I'm not gonna pick on any of the rappers because I know some of them are just saying what they know, but um, I listen to some of it and I'm like, well, if a 12-year-old or a 14-year-old is listening to this, what are they getting from it? And I'm sure they're not able to process what the consequences are for these kind of things.
Yeah, you know what? And when we were coming up, we had that type of music, but we had a balanced music too. So it was like, we love and we hate. You know what I'm saying? Now it's just hate, kill, everything that we hear. It just messed up to the minds of the young people. Now they have little Xanax, or I forgot his name, X Nas or something like that. He had turned himself into a what they call I forgot.
Devil worshiper or something like this. One of them kind of.
It's called non-binary or something like that.
I'm pushing like this, right? If you look at the music, like I said before, if you look at the music like in the 60s and 50s and 70s, whatever, they were talking about what was happening in society, right? As time progresses, like the 80s and 90s, you still had the kind of the same thing, but you still had a mix of like NWA and Public Enemy. You know what I mean? But they're still telling you what's happening. It's like news on the streets, basically. You know what I'm saying? Then as time goes on, like 2000s, right? Now everything just flip-flop, where now you have the music telling people what to do in the streets now. You know what I mean? It's like you can just hear what they're saying in the music now. It's like, who would really do this shit for real? Like, who has the time or money to? Who goes in a club and just throws up money and just walks out? You know, when we was growing up, we didn't even hear rappers talking about doing that dumb shit. You know, nowadays you got people talking about doing that dumb shit. So it's like music is kind of steering society in one direction, versus now it was used to like educate or I guess shed light on shit. Now it's like for fun. It's a fad now. The way the music is.
And a lot of it is a poison. I do like the art of it, and I like when people are making melodies with saying certain things, and people are expressing themselves. People are rhyming words. I like that, but then you have to think about the content and the effect that it has on a younger person who doesn't know the difference between make believe and reality. You know, and I think more people have to speak up, but at the same time, who are we to tell these kids that they can't make the art that they want to make? You can't suppress somebody's artistic creativity, because that's what they're gonna call it, And,
Yeah. Here's another question that a guy posed.
My question is, I've been taught ever since I've been young, don't take what isn't yours, right? So my question would be is, where did they learn this at such a young age that they can go ahead and somehow they thought this up, right? They thought it wasn't just like acted like this, let's steal this guy's car. I wouldn't hope so, but like they probably thought this up, wandered it a little bit, but where did they start thinking this, and who didn't put an end to it to say or teach them that what isn't theirs they shouldn't be touching?
So it all goes back down to the family. What's been going down there. And guys, it's 9:50. If you're here on the show, please like, share, and subscribe. It really helps the channel out. I really appreciate you guys coming through. It is really a blessing to have you here with us. So let me continue with the question. That was a great point that the guy had posed. Really, you do have to have that type of foundation to carry with you, and to know, man, this is too far, and, versus, man, I might steal me a beef jerky tonight. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to the next one.
Mine's more of like, with like the political climate right now, as far as like I don't know, race. Like race wasn't involved in this incident like any other incident that would involve a white man injuring a black man or vice versa. So race wasn't discussed in this at all.
What do you think about that? Because if there was a black man that did that to a, or I mean, if a white man did that to a black, they would definitely be calling a white supremacist thing. So she is correct. Why didn't they pull the race card on the blacks sometimes? Why can't they say, no, it's black supremacy instead of white supremacy?
All I can say is that whole situation was just wrong. I mean, they were wrong. Doesn't matter who it was. I don't think it would matter who it was.
It's so much bigger than race, man. Especially the situation was wrong, black, white, green, and fuck. Like, it's bigger than race. That was not a race thing, you know.
At all.
I believe when they saw
she's saying that they didn't play the race card because she said in every other incident, if there was something white involved, then they would have played the race card.
But the guy wasn't even white, right? He was
right.
like,
no, he wasn't. But she was saying like they both wasn't black. One was an Indian or whatever. You know what I'm saying? We could just call it a robbery when it's black and it look like black, but when it's white on black, the term switches up to racism.
So you do what media doing.
But you got to understand the history though, because if you look at the history of America, you got years and years, you got hundreds of years of proof and documented evidence, newspaper reporting, stories people will tell you, documentaries that show that we have typically been picked on because of the color of our skin and because we've been in a weak position for the last 500 years. You don't have many examples of blacks being empowered to be able to use our economic prowess or our race to say, okay, we're gonna bully this group or we're gonna be on top of this group. You might find that one needle in the haystack, like in that situation right there with those two girls that took that guy's car. But you're not gonna find that on a large scale of us, oppressing or subjugating anybody.
So you know,
I wouldn't bring up the race for that situation.
So I don't know if people know, but I'm letting the people know now that racism thing does not exist. It was only some evil people doing some evil things. Okay, don't get mixed up in the term of racism because then you'll have an emotional attachment against the collective of the opposite race. Okay, so with that being said, check this out, right? I'm gonna go ahead and end it with this because I know the time was flying, man, and I know y'all want to stay on here for a minute, but check this out, folks.
Always in a good mood, hear me and believe. Hold on for a second, dog. I got a sample for you. Take two, hit my phone back. Man, do what you do. So she's telling me I should get.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, so we're gonna close it with that. I also want to let the people know how the liberal media will destroy your minds and try to play with you emotionally. I don't know if you recall the shooting that just happened in Colorado with the Asians. A guy that they called a white supremacist was not a white supremacist. He was actually Akbar Ukba. He was one of them type. He was a Muslim, so they tried to play that narrative of white supremacy, so the blacks can get all emotional and start to react instead of dig and think for the truth. So that came out. He was born in Syria, and before they was taking him into custody, he screamed out, "Mama, mama. Mama, mama." So he was antisocial growing up, you know what I'm saying? And according to his brother, he was bullied.
at school. So I want to touch on that real quick. And if your kids are being bullied at school, please go get them some self-defense classes or something like that. Okay, step up and don't allow this to happen, because you don't want your kid. Come on, you're gonna have your kid getting, and you're gonna say okay, and him going through that stuff. So please go get some defense classes or something like that for your kids. Okay, let them know how to defend themselves. Okay, so I got something for you. Okay, we're gonna end with this. Okay, I got something for you. Here's a clip.
Does a man with foreplay have to give a woman?
Foreplay.
With foreplay. Is it under 30?
Foreplay or the whole thing?
The whole thing.
Or the whole thing.
All kinds of stuff.
Yeah. Well,
Oh man, the whole thing. I've got to give him 45 minutes at least.
for foreplay?
With foreplay.
Oh, with foreplay.
Yeah.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough for me. You don't want to give that lady too much. She's gonna take advantage of you.
An hour and 45.
Oh hell no! We got to get the fuck out of here. He told us an hour for that's 2 hours.
So, what is the average performance rate would you give a woman? What's the average rate? And the women, I had some women came in here. They were a little busy, and I understood. But the women, y'all have to stand up, okay? Because these are questions that we want to know, and after that, you want to talk about us, okay? Yeah, we last long in it. You know why? Because it ain't good. Okay, so with that being said, fellas, how long should you give a woman with foreplay?
That's just something I don't believe you can like put a time on. You know, I can't specifically say, man, I'm a foreplay her for 5 minutes today. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a vibe. You know what I'm saying? It's a vibe. It gotta just be a vibe.
Yeah, I gotta agree with that one.
Yeah. You can't put a number on that. It's case by case.
That's good. That's good that y'all say that. Now, let me tell you what I do. If you really count it, just like Bernie Mac said, it ain't nothing but 50 pumps. And if you ain't got nothing to do, count it. Okay? So that's all it is. Okay? If you ain't got nothing to do, just count it. So with foreplay, so look, then after that, she gonna be wanting some more. You know you're gonna be gassed out after that. Then she gonna talk about you anyway. So fellas, get yours. Okay, fellas, get yours. Hey, fellas, get yours. Fellas, get yours. Fellas, get yours.
Welcome to JP. Welcome to JP.
JP's.
JP's. JP's. Welcome to JP's TV.
JP's TV, believe it or don't.
Make it count, Chad. Make it count.
You want to get your ass off the goddamn couch? You up there sitting right now, about to bust open that Twinkie.
Sit on the couch. Eat the goddamn steak. One more time. JP's totally out of finesse. You better get your ass down here.
Okay. Hey, man. Hey, that was wonderful. Okay. And if you are looking for some work, you are in the DC area, please look me up. My address is right there. My DM information is right there. Before we close out, because we just a minute over. Okay, fellas, do you have anything to say? Let me bring my panel back in real quick. Bring my guest back in. Okay, fellas, do you have anything to say? Just to sum everything up today. What would you like to say to the people? Let's go with the let's just touch on the the incident that happened with the Uber driver. Okay, let's give them some advice off of that.
Say it one more time, JP.
So basically, we're just going to sum everything up that we talked about today. And how do you feel about we're going to touch on the incident that happened with the Uber driver and stuff like that.
Okay.
All right, we're going to give them advice on that. If people looking at that and witness that video, you know what I'm saying? What advice would we give them?
I do believe as a whole, I mean, it was a great show, but I believe as a whole, y'all, like I said, it ain't necessarily about the parents. Do try to chime in with your kids as much as possible. You know what I'm saying? Because it do all come from the foundation. You know, we can't deny that. So definitely chime in with your kids as much as possible. Do as much as you can. And, man, take time for yourself. You know, that's overall. Take time for yourself. Self-healing, y'all. We all need that. Stay focused.
Right. So, what about you, Chef?
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. I say you can't put everything on the parents, but I do put I put a lot on the parents, but at the same time, I know it's not their 100% their fault because you can't control what your kids do. It's a real unfortunate thing. I wish those girls were, I wish they were at school or something. I wish that they were had some kind of after school program that they were in. I wish they were playing tennis like Serena Williams or something during that time, or on the golf course. I wish they were in the basketball gym at the YMCA. I wish they were doing gymnastics at the time that incident happened. I wish that they were, taking a computer class or something like that. I wish their family had them doing something, but I don't know what their I don't know what their background is, so I can't even say. They may not even have parents, but I really wish they were doing something else than what they were doing at that time.
That's good. Yep. I feel you. Kufu, any closing words?
I agree with all that. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, Kufu gonna keep
Stay
it
black
short.
and die.
Okay, so
I wanted to ask you something though, brother JP.
what's up?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
I don't know if you got a chance. I have sent you a clip of that meeting between China and the United States, and the United States had accused China of a lot of human rights violations, right? And the Chinese responded by saying, how dare you bring up human rights violations when we have records of you torturing the blacks in your own country? What do you think about that? Do you think China was playing the race card, even though they weren't talking about their own people? They were talking about black. What do you think about that? I don't know if you had a
Can I
chance.
say something on that when you got a chance?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
I'll
JP.
send it to you. I'll send it to you right now.
It was like 1 minute.
I gotta take a look at it because that's what they do. They play the race card, and there's usually something behind something. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to try to take that for face value because you gotta compare, contrast, then come up with your own conclusion. You know what I'm saying, to figure out what's going on. So what I want to touch on before we all end the show. That white men are being attacked these days. White men You have to take a stand. White men and white women, you have to take a stand. Okay? Stop being afraid. It's okay to let a black know that you're fucking up. You're doing the wrong thing. I'll tell you, there's going to be so much blame on the blacks, and the media are going to play a part to make racists feel sorry for us. You know what I'm saying? Because we just can't do it. We just can't get it. So that's how they're going to paint the picture one day. They're going to say the blacks can't do it because the behavior pattern that they, play with in our face, every race is going to hate black people. No, my word, I'm telling you, every race is going to start hating black people. You know what I'm saying? Because of the behavior pattern that they show on the media. And the liberal media will do that just to get you emotional, when it's really the family structure and what needs to be done for the foundation. All right? Well, any other closing remarks, please leave it in the comment section. And I really appreciate you motherfuckers coming back to see JPTV do it once again. And hey, believe it or don't, but you better believe.
Always in a good mood, hear me and believe. Hold on for a second, dog. I got a sample for you. Take two, hit my phone back. Man, do what you do. So she's telling me